some information that might be useful to you. Do you know the difference between a Yankee and a damn Yankee? Anybody? A Yankee comes and goes, a damn Yankee comes and stays. That's the difference. My name's Dr. Miller. I teach over at North Central High School. I'm a biology teacher, also teach AP environmental science. And I was really surprised when Seth asked me to speak because I knew that there were going to be a lot of innovative teachers here who were doing a lot of great things. And hopefully, I'd like to be among your ranks. You know, so the idea about being up here is a little unnerving. When he asked me to talk, I looked up what LTEC is going to be, literacy, if I can speak, technology and education, and it got me to thinking, where did it all start? Like, what was the big idea in education and literacy that made a difference? So I thought about a timeline, and I thought we'd have to go way, way back to the 1450s. Anybody know who that is? History teachers, maybe? What if I showed you this? It's Gutenberg. Johannes Gutenberg, the guy who published the Gutenberg Bible, right? Heard of it? Okay. He is widely credited with being the guy who invented movable type, which was the first way we were really able to share our ideas in this broad spectrum. But upon researching it further, I realized that he, in fact, did not invent movable type. As a matter of fact, before Johann here started working with movable type, people in China had been doing it over 700 years before. And that's what it looked like. So that prompted in my mind a question. What took so damn long? We've had it for a really, really long time, but it never made it. So I have found myself in the classroom trying to use technology for the sake of using technology, and it fails almost every time. So then I started to think, well, why was it successful? Why was movable type successful when it was and not when it wasn't? So there are a lot of different theories about that. The first theory is that it was the paper industry, right? It was the easy to make paper, okay? Which actually makes a lot of sense when you realize that Chinese were printing on paper that looked like that. All right, you think our kids back at big right now, that makes a difference. Another group of researchers say that metallurgical techniques improved the ability to form metal. Johnny Tremaine would say, yeah, that's probably true. No English teachers in there? Okay, moving on. And then another group of people are going to say that it was the population. The population was increasing their thirst for knowledge, and we basically started having more people who were asking questions who were generally considered smart people. I'm embarrassed because those are the smartest people that I know. I probably should get new friends. But ultimately, all of that had to happen for that to work, right? And so now we've got all kinds of technology. Some of it is expensive paperweights. So as we fast forward to today, we are trying to look to the future. How can we use technology in our classrooms? And I think we're looking at a pretty big question as to what's going to work, right? And I came to a stark realization in my failures. And that is a very simple mathematical equation. Giving a teacher an iPad does not magically make them a better teacher. It doesn't work. The same way putting a soccer ball in front of my feet makes me David better. Doesn't work? Okay. The similarities are striking, yes. But there's a lot of things missing there. So I thought back to today, and I realized that there was one other piece of information that I think we can look back in our history and find sort of a source for an answer. And that is in the 1940s. A guy named Carl Humphrey did an experiment. He called it functional fixedness. He gave participants the following items. He gave them a table, a board, a tack, a box of matches, and a candle. He said, I want you to mount the candle on the wall. Far more times the board caught on fire than he was expecting to. What he was expecting people to do was set up something that looked like that. Right? But he realized in his experiments that there was one hiccup. It's the box of matches. Because people saw the box of matches as a container for matches, not for what it could really do, which was serve as a shelf in the cabinet. He realized that people's minds assign a task to something, and that's what it does, period, you're done. That's a box of matches, it holds matches, that's it. But we end up realizing now that it can also serve as a shelf. It can serve as a variety of different things, which is one of the initial things of thinking outside the box. That's one of the reasons, that's one of the ways that word came up. So when we look at this, we think about a hammer, we think about nails, we think about prying them out of the wall, but a hammer makes a dagger on a good paperweight. Right? So when I look at this picture here, I think about the teachers in this room and what you're doing with technology. It's about the English teacher who's using social media to get kids to peer edit when they're not in school. I've seen teachers use social media to get kids to peer edit who aren't even in their classroom or in their school. It's about the science teacher who goes, you know what, I'm going to embrace a video camera and some software, and I'm going to let kids make a documentary that speaks to them. So here's what I think I've learned, is that, yeah, the future's not quite sure, because we don't have an answer. And if you came here today looking for a free answer to this is what's going to be the next great thing, I don't think that's going to happen. What I do know is the answer lies with those people. Anybody recognize those people? That's you this morning, right? Because it's these people and how they apply the technology. Not, you can have an iPad all you want to, but unless you go out there and you take some risks, you try something, and you fail, like you were told we were going to, which is probably right. But when we fail, we learn and we make our students better students. So when these people concentrate using technology to help these people succeed, they turn into these people very quickly. And these people can change this thing. Right? So if there's one thing I want you to take from this talk, there's one thing I want you to leave with, is that you have the opportunity to take that technology and use it any way you can, keeping in mind that your kids are the ones who are going to benefit. So I'm going to leave you with a quote from one of the greatest speakers I've ever met in my life. His name is Tim Gunn. He says, make it work. Thank you very much.